Hey, Macy. Is right now a good time? I heard you went back to your family's house again. Is that true? After going through so much to finally become a part of this family, it's outrageous that you'd go home to your parents so often. I'm taking the time to sincerely contact you and you can't even respond. Are you even reading my messages? You do know I'm your mother-in-law, right? Don't ignore me. You need to respond with some urgency. You really are disappointing me as a daughter-in-law. You act nothing like you're supposed to, and you have the nerve to make me wait for a response. I better hear from you soon. Hey, Jen. Please forgive me. I wasn't ignoring you on purpose. I was really busy at work. Something important came up that I needed to take care of. In situations like that, we actually aren't allowed to have our phones. I wasn't able to see any of your messages until now. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to get back to you. I hope you can understand. Work? Macy, what time do you think it is right now? It's only a little past 8 p.m. It's still relatively early in my opinion. It's not early. As you said, it's past 8 p.m. If you think it's early, you really lack common sense as a wife and daughter-in-law. Do you really think that's acceptable? Don't you think you're overreacting a little bit by saying I lack common sense? What do you even mean by that? In what way do I lack common sense? Don't you know that people are already asleep by 8 p.m. here on the countryside? You should be home and in bed by now. But that's beside the point. But more than all of that, I can't believe it's taking you hours to respond to all of my messages. I've sent you quite a few. Your thoughtlessness in this situation is beyond belief. I already told you I wasn't purposely ignoring you. The whole reason I'm texting you back so late is because the situation at work required my full attention and time. I'm just now getting back home, so I finally have time to respond. I figured it would be better for me to respond to you as soon as possible rather than put it off until tomorrow. Is your job so busy that you can't respond to a family member's text? That's a little outrageous, don't you think? And the fact that I can't get a quick response from you is a bit concerning as well. Maybe it's not just because of work. Are you sure the reason you don't respond to me so quickly has nothing to do with the fact that you may not consider me to be family? That would explain why you never seem to respond to me in a timely manner. But it's also very disappointing. It's nothing like that. I don't know why you would even say such a thing. What have I done besides respond a little late to make you think that? Whatever you say. Anyway, it's already late and I'm pretty tired. Let's talk some other time. Good night, Macy. Okay. I'm sorry. Jen, I'm sorry about getting back to you so late last night. I hope you're not still upset. Huh? You're just now apologizing. I was expecting to hear from you first thing this morning. I can't believe you're getting back to me so late in the day. But I guess that's to be expected. Jen, it's only 1 p.m., and most of my time in the morning is dedicated to getting ready for work, so I don't usually contact anyone at that time. I barely have the time to eat, let alone contact people and hold full conversations. Sorry it's taken a bit longer than you expected for me to get back to you. It wasn't my intention to annoy you even more than before. With that schedule, are you properly taking care of all the house chores and responsibilities? Yes, I am. I typically don't let work interfere with my responsibilities at home. Why are you asking? I'm only asking because you seem so busy at work that it would make sense if you aren't. You leave early and get home late. I doubt you're keeping up with things as you say you are. There is also the fact that I got a message from Jake again yesterday about the same thing as before. I was told you went back to your parents' house yet again. I don't see why he would keep reaching out because of that, but yes, I did. My grandma isn't feeling too well. I wanted to go by the house to check on her and make sure she's feeling okay. I'm usually there with her during times like this. So it was your grandmother? I can understand that. But it's not like she's living alone, right? Aren't her parents living there with her? There's not really a need for you to do all of that. No. I see how you would assume that, but she doesn't live with my parents. She lives alone in a house not too far from my parents. Okay, but even if she's living alone, she's relatively close to your parents, isn't she? You should leave the care of your grandmother to your parents. You have your own household to worry about. You don't need to be worrying about every little thing going on with your grandmother and parents. That's easier said than done. My grandmother has taken care of and spoiled me since before I could remember. My parents were always out working, so it would just be the two of us most of the time. Given the circumstances, my grandmom and I grew really close. She made sure I never felt alone, so I want to do the same for her. Okay. And why does that matter? That's nothing out of the ordinary. Grandparents take care of and watch their grandchildren all of the time. What is you going to check on her do for her? Will she magically get better because you stopped by to see how she's doing? I don't see any merit in you taking time away from your time at home to go visit your family no matter what the situation is. It's not like you're a doctor. You won't be able to change her diagnosis no matter how many times you visit. You're right. I'm not a doctor, and me going to visit her won't change her situation. However, I like to think that me showing my face will at least brighten her day, even if it's just a little bit. She always seems to smile when she sees me walk into the room. Are you sure you aren't just imagining things? You doing that has no effect on her or anyone else. In any regard, you're no longer single. You are a married woman with family duties to tend to. Your main job is to go home at a reasonable time and take care of the house. The fact that you neglect that and Jake is a problem that you should already be aware of. I'm actually not neglecting nor pushing my responsibilities to the side. And I'm certainly not neglecting Jake no matter what he's told you. Nevertheless, I'll try to be more mindful from now on. Will that put your mind at ease? Also, you go back to your parents' home way too often. I get visiting every now and then, but you go just about every week and maybe more. Instead of visiting them, make sure you and Jake come by my house next time. Okay, but has something happened for you to want me over there all of a sudden? What? Do I need a reason to invite my daughter-in-law to my house? Are you complaining even though you go back to your family's house like it's your job? Is visiting me that much of a hassle? No. That's not what I was trying to say at all. I was just curious. Good. Then it's settled. You and Jake will both be coming over. There are no issues, right? You have a few days off next month, don't you? That should be the perfect time. Use that time and come visit me along with Jake. Have you already spoken to Jake about this? You should know me better by now. I spoke to him about this a few days ago when he called. He said he's really looking forward to it. It's been a while since we've all gotten together. Oh, okay then. That's good. It seems like I won't have to tell him myself. Yes, it's settled. Also, there's something I want to mention to you before coming to my house. I believe there's a candy store called Willy Wonka. It's pretty famous from what I've heard. Do you know of it? Yes, of course. There aren't many who don't know that place. What about it? Good. I want you to go to that store and buy me some candy on your way here. Candy? I didn't know you had a sweet tooth. What kind do you want? I heard the caramel chocolate bars are pretty good there. Can you get me an assortment of those? I need enough to feed 5 families. 5 families? That's a lot. Will you be handing them out to people? Exactly. I plan on giving them to a few friends of mine. They're always talking about how people in the city get to have it whenever they want. You know it's hard to get stuff like that here. You and Jake live in the city with so much food and adventure around you. Even so, you two never send me anything. I can't even brag to my friends about you two. So I have to take advantage when you come and unfortunately ask you directly for the things that I want. Because it's for your friends, it doesn't need to be put inside of a special bag or anything like that, right? Nope. They don't need a gift bag. But can you have them gift wrapped for me? I'm sure that place sells gift boxes. That should make it pretty easy. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. I saw a few cute ones last time I passed the shop. My friends say the chocolate there is pretty good too, so I think you'll be happy. So just to make sure, you want 5 families worth of caramel chocolates. And you also want them gift wrapped, right? Yeah, but be sure you get the gift boxes that come with at least 10 pieces of chocolate in them. Anything less than that won't do. Okay, John. I got it. You can get the money for this from Jake. A purchase like this should be nothing to him. Since he's the president of a company, he will be able to give it to you with no issues. Jake became the president of his company? What do you mean? What? Don't tell me you didn't know about this. Apparently, there was no one to take over the company after the former president. Because of that, Jake was elected to be the next president of his company. Oh, is that so? I had no idea, but that's good for him. As a married couple, shouldn't you two be having important conversations like these? This is information you should know. If a husband becomes the president of a company, it's expected that his wife would know before anyone else. We've been missing each other a lot recently due to us getting home at different times, so we haven't been able to sit down and have a deep conversation. Wow. Seriously? What kind of celebrity-like excuse are you using? Whatever, it is what it is. In any event, you and Jake will be here next month. Since we will all finally be together, we have to celebrate Jake's promotion. I can finally relax in peace now that Jake has become a president. There's nothing to worry about anymore. Yeah? I guess this is really good news for you then. The amount of money he sends here to me should increase too. I'm excited. Maybe it's about time I take myself to a nice spa. Thanks to Jake, I'll be able to spoil myself. I wonder if I should pester him about this a bit and see what's going on. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe you should just let him do it in his timing on his own. Anyway, you should take some time and think about what you have to look forward to with this new change. I'm really looking forward to next month, so have everything figured out by then. And don't forget about the chocolate. Don't worry, I won't forget. Macy, where did you go? I can't find you anywhere. I thought you were in the attic, but when I went to look, you weren't there. Where'd you go? I'm sorry, I left. I wanted to make sure I could get home while the buses are still running. Luckily, I made it in time for the last one. Huh? You're going home? Why would you take it upon yourself to just leave without saying anything? Don't you think that's rude? I had no choice. I couldn't sleep in that attic. There's nothing but dust up there and it makes me really uncomfortable. It's dirty and the dust really messes with my allergies. Not to mention it's an attic, so there's no windows either. It's really not a comfortable place to be. If that was the case, all you had to do was clean up a bit and then go to sleep. Why are you being so lazy and picky all of a sudden? I've actually been meaning to ask you this, but why have you been treating me like this? Tossing me in the attic and telling me to clean? What did I do to you? Do you have a grudge against me for something? I'd like to know what it is I did to deserve this. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. From where I'm standing, you should just be more grateful. All you do is complain. Before you said you wanted some time alone with the family. But then you send me to sleep in an attic. Those two things are opposites. I don't fully understand. Is this your roundabout way of trying to tell me that I'm not a part of the family? I mean, if that's the case, you should have just invited Jake and left me out of it. I would have been perfectly fine back home. I only came because you went out of your way to invite me over and even asked me to bring chocolates. I thought this time would be different. No matter how I look at it, I feel like you did it on purpose to embarrass me. Why would I feel grateful for something like this? Please make it make sense. Oh, wow. Are you really over there sulking over something like this? You may not agree, but the attic is used as an actual bedroom. There may not be any windows, but there is a bed and blankets. That should be enough. It's not like I told you to sleep outside in the shed or anything. Exactly how nice do you want me to be? There may be a bed and blankets, but that doesn't make it a viable option as a place to sleep. But you may be right. I could possibly just be overreacting. But regardless, I'm going back home to my own house tonight. I'd rather be comfortable and wake up without cobwebs in my hair or a nose full of dust. You are really something else. I invite you out here and all you can do is think about yourself. I can't believe you. At this point, I'm over it. Do whatever you want. I was planning to do that anyway. Thank you. Macy, are you still upset about the other day? You won't even respond to any of Jake's messages. I'm assuming it has something to do with the other day. I hope you aren't taking your anger out on him. Whatever it is, you need to get a grip. It wasn't that serious. Hi, Jen. If you're messaging me about Jake, I'll tell you just like I told him. There's really no reason for me to respond to him anymore. I don't plan on answering any of his calls or messages from here on out. So if you could tell him to stop contacting me, I'd be really grateful. What? I must have misread that. Tell him to stop contacting you. Are you okay in the head? Yes. Apparently, I'm not family. Or at least that's how you two made it seem. So I took it upon myself to fill out the divorce documents and make it official. Divorce documents? Macy, what are you talking about? You read right. I just submitted the divorce documents with both my and Jake's name on it. That way, we are now and officially strangers. That's what I was anyway, right? A stranger to you both? Now it's official. I did as you two wished. It's perfect, right? Now you don't have to worry about hiding me in some attic. Are you being serious right now? Why haven't I heard anything about this? Did Jake agree to this divorce? Does he even know what you've done? Jake and I actually talked about it a while ago, so it's nothing he should be surprised by. We agreed that if one more thing happened that I wasn't okay with, we'd get a divorce. He told me I could just submit the necessary forms whenever I feel the need to. What do you mean by one more thing? Did something happen before? Did Jake do something to you? Jake? Did Jake do something? Wow. You really make me laugh. I guess you wouldn't really know, would you? If I had to go down the list, I believe the first time was during our wedding. It all started when you said I should have a traditional wedding with a huge, elaborate dress after you saw me wearing the one that me and my mother chose. You really took it upon yourself to criticize me on my special day and then have attitude for the rest of the ceremony as if someone did something to you. Well, yeah. I was just stating the truth. That dress was horrible and embarrassing. Regardless, it had nothing to do with you. But you still felt the need to stick your nose in and then ruin the peaceful atmosphere we worked so hard to set. After going through all of that and gathering so many people, it would have only been right for you to wear a traditional big white dress. Not that horrible mess of a dress you chose. I don't even think I could call that thing a dress. I'd be too embarrassed. So of course I criticized you there. No one else would, so I did. I told you what you needed to hear. As for my attitude, I'm sorry you took it that way. It's not my fault you can't deal with criticism. You're really full of yourself. The funny thing is that what you didn't know is the fact that Jake was actually the one who suggested the dress when my mom and I were looking. Considering that, don't you think it was a bit unreasonable for you to insult me the way you did? Well, I didn't know that. Are you sure it was Jake? He'd never pick something like that for his wife to wear. I am. I wouldn't have chosen it if it wasn't for him. In reality, I was going for a more traditional look at first, but I liked the idea that he had, and my mom agreed. Nevertheless, you and the rest of your family criticized and judged me for choosing that dress. I felt terrible. Macy, I'm about to ask you something, and I hope I'm wrong. Are you still holding a grudge over something so small? Is that the reason why you're divorcing my son? Am I the reason? I am. But that's not the only thing. If that was the only reason, I would have let it go. But there's much more. One of those times is when Jake and I visited you a while back. You said you were going to have pizza delivered for lunch that day. Everyone else there had their choice of pizza and even had a few slices. But when it came to me, you gave me the leftovers. It was nothing but breadsticks. Do you remember that? Those breadsticks were pretty good. You should be grateful that I even had food available for you to eat. You're my daughter-in-law. I'm only tasked with feeding you, and that's just sometimes. Nothing more. Why would I need to feel responsible for you eating? You need to be grateful and just say thank you. You say that, but I'm the one who paid for the food. Of course you paid. You're working, so you should have the money for it. Stop complaining. I can't believe this. Is that really all you have to say? Seeing as I was the one who put out the money for the food, it made no sense for me to have the least to eat. Not even that, but I had arguably the worst item on the menu to eat. That wasn't even a meal. And if that's the case, then how did that situation make any sense? I should not have been the one to pay. You should have paid for the food yourself. I basically just paid for the food and fed you and your family. Did you not realize that? You're the one who should be thankful, not me. Your sense of gratitude is so skewed, it's ridiculous. You're being really annoying right now. Why are you picking at all the little things right now? It's not that serious. To add fuel to the fire, whenever I go see you, you always do something rude or something to spite me. It's not on purpose. It's not like I go out of my way to treat you badly. Oh, that's debatable. The deciding factor in all of this was when you told me to leave my sick grandmother alone and to stop visiting her. The day you said that is when I went to get the divorce papers. I also got Jake to sign them the same day as well. You're just too much to deal with. Then you should have just submitted the forms that same day too. Why go halfway about it? You're right. I really should have. I regret it now. But I held off because Jake was crying and apologizing to me for all of your wrongdoings. He kept saying things like, I can't live without you. I tried to deal with it for Jake's sake, but that last visit to your house sealed the deal. I can't do it. I'm finished with this family. Oh, really? So it's my fault, isn't it? Understood. It actually works out well for me, too. I can't stand having such an annoying and pestering woman as my daughter-in-law. Regardless, you'll come crawling back soon after you realize how hard it is to make a living on your own. With an average salary like yours, you won't make it. And we all know that salary for your position is capped. You couldn't even work to make more money if you wanted to. You sound so sure about that, but how sure are you? Jake is still there with you at your house, right? Please tell him I submitted the divorce papers without him. He should expect something in the mail. I won't be answering his phone calls or even reading his messages, so be sure to let him know. Fine, I'll let him know. I want you out of that house before Jake goes back. Clear out all of your things and leave. You got that? Even if you don't tell me, I already plan on doing just that. Don't you worry, mother-in-law. Macy, can you talk right now? I just tried to call you. Maybe you're busy at work right now, but can you call me back as soon as you can? What is it? Oh my gosh! Thank goodness you responded. I thought you were ignoring me. You had me worried there for a second. You made it just in time. Had you waited one more day, you would have already been blocked. But anyway, what are you contacting me for? Is this an emergency or something? Jake told me. Jake told you what? You'll have to be more specific. He told me that him becoming the president of his company was a lie. Oh, wow. So he finally worked up the nerve to tell you? That's good for him. I kept telling him you'd eventually find out, so he should just tell you the truth. Yeah, and not to mention the amount of money he'd send me every month. Apparently it wasn't him sending it. It was you, wasn't it? Without a doubt, I thought it was Jake who was sending it the whole time. I feel so ashamed. So he finally opened up and told you that too. I see he's finally being truthful about some things. It's just all so surprising. He even came out and told me you're the one who became the president of your company. Why didn't you tell me? That's a simple answer. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you bothering me for money. If you knew that I, your daughter-in-law, was making a lot of money, you would have tried to either sponge off of or extort me for your own gain. I don't need that kind of trouble or burden. You don't have to say it like that. I'm just saying it like it is. But Jake already told me what you're messaging me for. He actually messaged me the other day, though I didn't reply. He said you want me to send you some money. I guess that's not surprising considering his salary. He doesn't have any extra money that he could give you. The amount he brings in doesn't give him much wiggle room. I assume that only left you two with one option. To ask me. For that same reason, I was always the one who would send you money. All the money that I've received up until now has been from you. Unfortunately, yes. It had all come from me. But whenever I sent you the money, Jake would say he was just borrowing it and would pay me back later. Nevertheless, I never received any of it back. Your son just lied and lied and lied. Now that I look back, I'm disappointed in myself for even believing him. I felt like I was robbed by a petty thief. He actually did plan on paying you back. Oh, so you actually knew about that then? Well, I don't know the entire story. I knew he borrowed from you a few times, but I didn't think anything of it. Anyway, he said he's really set on paying you back. You say that, but he's unemployed. How is he supposed to return the money I lent him? It wasn't a small amount of money. I mean, he will figure it out. He should be able to if he helps our neighbor with his landscaping business. He should be more or less paid for that work, so I'd assume he will take it out of that. How many years do you expect me to wait? It'll take him years to get me my money back if he plans on being a helping hand for Mr. Scott. Just forget about it. I didn't need that money anyway. It was extra. Plus, you can't really take money from someone who doesn't have it, can you? I'll just take the loss. Now that that's settled, there's something I want to ask you. What's going on with the plan to rebuild the house? Huh? What are you talking about? Who is rebuilding a house? Jake told me he'd pay for me to get my house rebuilt. I was really looking forward to that, but considering what has happened, I can't help but to ask. How would I know? That has nothing to do with me. Do you have some hidden assets that I don't know about? Though I do doubt that you or Jake are capable enough to have something like that. What house are you rebuilding? It's just as I thought. Jake was flaunting your money the whole time. Not his. I know, right? He's the worst, isn't he? So, does that mean I'll be stuck in this worn-down house? It sure does. That worn-down house might not actually be there forever, though. You may be out of it sooner than you think. What do you mean by that? My company is in the business of developing resorts. The land that we are planning on building on is really close to overlapping with your house. Marrying Jake put a hold on those plans. When we were married, I had planned on avoiding the house, but things change. Since I have nothing to do with you two anymore, it's okay that I don't avoid it, right? I'll just go with the development as initially planned. What? You're joking, right? Tell me you're joking! Don't worry, you'll receive some money as compensation for your house. But do be aware that it won't be enough to build a new house. However, you should still have all of the money I've been giving you every month. If you add all of that up, it should be enough to build a small house in the south somewhere. I honestly think that'll be just enough for you to get what you need. But you'll also have the money given to you by my company when they buy your house. It's a pretty nice deal, don't you think? Wait! What are you saying? If I'm kicked out of my house, where will I go? I have no idea. That's for you to figure out. It may help if you begin looking for a new place now. That's impossible! What the heck? And what's going to happen to my neighbors? Neighbors? Isn't your closest neighbor over 500 meters away? By the way, don't worry. The eviction process is already underway. Are you serious right now? The eviction process? Macy, I'm begging you. Can you please make up with Jake? No way. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm insulted that you would even make such a suggestion. I don't need a man like him. No matter how much I was bullied by you, he never stuck up for me. Who'd want a husband like that? He's so weak. On top of that, all he will do is try to take my money. I definitely don't need that. I'm much happier this way. Weren't you two just married? You're acting as if you were never together. Yes, we were. And being married to him once was enough. I'm not making that mistake again. Don't you have any kind of feelings toward him? Not at all. I haven't had any feelings for him for a while now, and it feels good to finally be honest about that. So, about that eviction process and me being bought out of my house. How many years from now will this take place? If I have to put a time on it, I'd say within the next 2 years. So make sure you begin making preparations to move. That should be ample time. 1 year can go by in the blink of an eye, so be careful. You don't want it to sneak up on you. Is there anything we can do about this? I'm sorry, but there's nothing you can do at this point. It's all decided. It kinda sucks for you. My family is safe. The land they're living on is being avoided. But since you and I aren't family, you're not included in that plan anymore. It sucks being on the other side, doesn't it? With that being cleared up, I instructed them to get the project moving as originally planned, which includes building on the land you're currently on. You're doing this even though I considered you an important part of my family. An important part of your family? I'm shocked just by hearing those words. Do you really make the people you cherish sleep in an attic for the night? If you cherished me as a part of your family even a little bit, I feel things would have been different. I believe the only reason you so-called cherished me was for the money I gave. Oh my gosh. I'm going to make sure you feel like you are a part of the family from now on. I'll prove it to you. No. Don't stress yourself out with all of that. It's already too late. I'm not interested in you nor being a part of your broken family. It's funny to see the lengths you'll go to just to secure a means of living for yourself. You're still trying to use me. So what about my son? You mean Jake? How would I know? Ask him yourself. For the time being, I haven't canceled the lease on the house. He can stay in there for a while. At least he'll have some shelter. Cancel the lease? What do you mean? Don't tell me the lease is under your name and not his. You didn't know? Jake moved in with me in the apartment I was already renting. Of course it's in my name. I thought of moving and getting a place under his name, but he kept saying he didn't have any money. So we just put off moving completely. There wasn't anything I could do about it, so we just remained in my old apartment. So to sum it up, yes, the lease is in my name. So Jake really cannot be relied on. Exactly. That's what I've come to find out. I handled everything. But the lease on the apartment is still good for 1 year. During that time, Jake should look for a new place to live as well. You may not be a fan of this idea, but why don't you two just get a place together? I'd have to convince his dad. This whole situation is just crazy. If it's him you're worried about, he already knows about the new development situation. My company actually stopped by to greet him and explain the entire process to him. What did he say when that happened? He said the house is old and falling apart, so as long as he receives compensation, he's fine with it. I heard nothing about that from him. Why didn't he tell me? I don't know anything about that. That's between the two of you. Do you two not share things as a couple? Didn't you say the same thing to me? You're his wife, aren't you? You should have been the first person to know. That's not the case. We talk. Well, the house situation is a pretty important matter, don't you think? To not have that talk with your family is pretty worrisome. If you can't even do that, can you call yourself a family? Whatever. I'm over this conversation. I'll talk to my husband and get all of this sorted out. This is ridiculous. Please do as you please. I wish you the best of luck with that. But do know that I will not be changing my mind about the divorce. This is the new reality. Macy, what is going on? What just happened makes no sense. After talking to you, my husband suddenly left the house. What's going on? Oh, wow. It sounds like you're having a hard time. What did you say to him? All I did was fill him in on the things that he didn't know about. I told him about the numerous counts of mistreatment I received from you. I also told him about Jake taking my money. That's all we talked about. I didn't tell him to leave or anything. What? Why would you say all of that? That was so unnecessary. He asked me why Jake and I are getting a divorce, so I gave him an honest answer. Was there a problem with me doing that? You didn't want me to lie, did you? Of course it's a problem! It resulted in him leaving the house! You and Jake must be sick of all this bad news by now. It's been one thing after another. Yeah, and to think this may result in me getting a divorce after all of these years. What have you done? I didn't do anything. It's all you. But I do wonder about that divorce. After explaining, he didn't ask me anything about where I'd be going. All he did was apologize for everything on your and Jake's behalf. For that, I am grateful. At least he had the courtesy to admit to everything and apologize, even though he did nothing wrong himself. That's great for him, but I don't feel sorry at all. How is Jake supposed to afford the rent in that expensive apartment you left him in? He said there's no way he can live there and afford rent alone. Now that you mention it, you're right. He probably can't afford the rent there, considering I was the one paying it. It is a high-quality apartment, after all. It was built well and has all high-grade equipment in it. There's no way Jake can afford to live comfortably on his income. So you knew? And you still decided not to cancel the contract, but to leave it to Jake instead. Of course I did. I'm not a monster. You may think I am, but take a minute and think about it. Would it make sense any other way? Wouldn't it be more difficult for Jake to suddenly cancel the lease on one apartment and then try to find another? I actually did him a favor. He should be thanking me. This is all too much. What is going to happen to me? I don't know, and I'll say it again. It doesn't concern me. At this moment, I'm operating as the president of a resort development company. As such, my only concern is you vacating your home by the time we begin construction. I don't care what you do regarding anything else. It has nothing to do with me. Also, I have no idea what happened with your husband. Nevertheless, I wish nothing but the best for all of you, including Jake. So at this point, there's no more reason for us to talk. You messaged me about your husband, and I honestly can't give you any information on that matter. So, if you'll excuse me, this is goodbye. Good luck! Apparently, Jake moved into a studio apartment near his job. After that, I got a phone call saying it was okay for me to cancel the lease on my old apartment. Also, I heard Jake's mom was very flustered at the fact that his dad did not come back home. But come to find out, he treated himself to a trip to one of the luxury resorts in the city and returned home a few days later. However, he was able to gain clarity and do a lot of thinking during the time alone. Once he got home, he filed for divorce. In actuality, I wasn't too surprised. When we went to talk to him about the development project, he was given an advance payment in the amount of $10,000 as a good faith installment for the project. This was something brought to light after the fact, but I doubt the selling of the land could have been avoided. I plan to continue doing my best as the president of this resort development company. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and follow. As always, thank you for your support.
Hey there. Thank you for inviting me to the wedding announcement party today. I had a great time and it was really nice to meet you. Oh, sorry. I hope this is Rachel's number. Do I have the right person?
Hi, yes, you have the right person. This is Rachel. You're Jack's sister-in-law, Gloria, right? It was so nice to meet you, too. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed yourself at the gathering.
Yes, this is Jack's sister-in-law. I'm glad I was able to get in touch with you. Gee, I can't believe Jack's getting married. My little bratty brother-in-law getting married. That's deep. I can't figure out how Jack even landed a cute girl like you. He sure is lucky to have a fate on his side to find someone like you.
Oh my god, did you say I'm cute? Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you for the compliment. I'm a bit embarrassed since given my age. It's been a while since someone said that I was cute.
No, really, I'm not just saying it just to say it. I really do think you're cute. Learn how to accept a compliment. On another note, just out of curiosity, what was it about Jack that made you fall for him? He's practically like a brother to me, so I don't see it at all. I genuinely would like to know what girls see in him.
Really? That's so embarrassing to answer. I can't believe you're asking me that. I normally don't get asked things like that, so it's hard to talk about it with a straight face.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. Don't worry about it. And just tell me what it was about Jack that you couldn't resist. We're on the same side. You're marrying into this family just like I did, so I'm curious and want to know. It's not a big deal. Just pretend you're talking to one of your girlfriends.
Okay, fine. You twisted my arm, so I guess I have no choice but to tell you now. I'm kind of just joking. Let's see where to start. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is how sweet he is. He's just so kind and always wants to make sure I'm taken care of and if there's anything he can do for me. To be brutally honest, I think people would consider me pretty high maintenance. I've been spoiled and like to be treated like a princess, and Jack laughingly goes along with it and listens to all my wants and needs. He does it without complaining or making it seem like a chore, and he delivers because he wants me to be happy.
Oh, I have to agree with that one. That's for sure that he is a really kind person. Now that I think about it, he's always been a kind and caring person as long as I've known him. Jack's so much nicer and more caring than my husband. I sometimes wonder if Brandon and Jack are really brothers by blood. They're so different given they were raised by the same parents in the same home and environment. Makes one wonder.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. I can see how you would feel that way. My impression of Brandon is that he is the go-getter type, which to me is do now and think later and just wants to get things done. I can see that he doesn't like to have things piling up on his plate, so he's constantly on the move, clearing his to-do list and knocking it out one by one. I guess something like the man of the house back in the day, when the man wore the pants in the family and was the dominant do-it-all and fix-it-all figure.
I guess you're on the right track. He does keep himself busy and takes care of the tasks he has to do without being asked to do it. He's able to decide this and that, so in that sense, it's not a big burden for me. It's actually a lighter mental load for me since he takes care of a lot on his own.
Yeah, it's easier on you that way, I suppose. It's great that you can depend on him to share the workload with you.
I think Jack is and will be quite reliable too. You can lean on him and he will come through. He's working for a really big company too, and it's not a company that just anyone can get into. It's a pretty big deal that he was hired by them.
You're so right. That is a huge deal. He's so kind and caring, and on top of that, he works for a major company. I can't help but to admire him. I look up to him so much. By the way, I can't recall, where does Brandon work at again?
Brandon works for a small company that you probably don't know. Even if I told you the name of the company, it's not like you'll recognize it right away.
Is that so? I see. Also, how about you? Do you work?
Yes, of course, I work too.
Oh, wow, both of you work. That's great that both of you are working and you get double income. So, where do you work at?
The same goes for me. I work for a small company too. And even if I told you where, you probably wouldn't know it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, boring stuff. But my father is trying to get Brandon to take over our family business. I don't know how well it's going to go over with Brandon, but we'll see. So we don't know how things are going to work out in the future. There's so many variables that can go many ways, but for now we're just taking it day by day and seeing where it goes from here.
Wait, if your dad is asking Brandon to take over the family business, does that mean that your family owns a company?
Well, it's nothing major like you might think. My family is actually in the farming business.
What? Really? Farming?
Yes, you heard right, farming. My family had been in the farming business for generations. Also, since I'm the only child, my family's having trouble trying to figure out who's going to be the successor of our family business. Next in line would be me, but I've told them I'm not interested, so they're trying to talk Brandon into it.
Oh, gosh, I'm kind of feeling disappointed right now.
Wait, what? Disappointed? What do you mean you're feeling disappointed?
Well, this means you're a country girl, right? And also you're the only daughter of farmers?
Well, yeah, I guess. I'm not sure what you're trying to get at. Is there something wrong with that?
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I don't mean anything by it. I was seeing, but it's nothing to be concerned about. I was just thinking how you must be living amongst the bounty of nature and big fields. I was just trying to envision what it would be like to live the way you do.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess you can describe it as a bit rural, and there's some good amount of natural scenery. In every direction you look, it's pretty much farmland, too.
Wow, are you serious? I definitely wouldn't be able to deal with that.
I mean, it's not all that bad.
Oh, no, I'm sure. Sorry. Don't mind me.
Okay. Whatever, I guess.
So, does that mean there's bugs and other, insects around?
Well, I guess there's probably more bugs than where I live now. I live in the city now, so I hardly see any bugs, but in the countryside, yes, there are more bugs and insects. That's to be expected, I guess. I'm not really bothered by insects, though. I guess I got used to them after a while, and they were just a part of everyday life, and it became normal to see them.
Oh my god, a real-life redneck! I can't believe I actually met a country bumpkin. Gosh, I'm really trying, but I just can't contain myself anymore. This is just so unreal that I can't hide my feelings.
If there's something you want to say, why don't you say it? I don't like this feeling of you beating around the bush and making vague comments.
If you insist that I tell you what's on my mind, I'll take you up on that and tell you straight out. Don't blame me if you get mad at this, though. You're asking for it. It's really simple, though. I just don't like country folks. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like them. To be honest, I think you compared to the rest of us, you are second-class citizens.
Wow. Is that really you, Rachel? The conversation has really taken quite a turn.
I No, but just thinking about it makes me laugh. It just blows my mind that you can freely say that you're a country girl as though there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like saying sorry for your hard life. I feel sorry for you that you had to grow up that way. How awful that must be.
Hold on. Why are you saying all this?
To answer your question, that's because hillbillies don't deserve or need respect. I mean, what are you going to do with it anyway?
Hold on a second. How does being born and raised in the country have anything to do with any of this?
Oh my god, are you seriously for real? Are you touched in the head or something? The truth in the matter is, however you choose to slice it, it makes a major difference. Rednecks are rightfully made fun of all the time. Would you expect anything less? You guys deserve being ridiculed.
That is such an awful thing to say. How can you say that? What's your reasoning in thinking that mocking people from the countryside is commonplace and deserved?
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. You really need all this explained to you?
In our world today, there's so many different people living in different areas. Not everyone lives in the city, you know. There are a lot of people who live in the countryside, and they live there for a lot of reasons. You're saying that all those people should be made fun of?
That's exactly right. These are a breed of certain people that think it's okay to still be farmers in this day and age. How sad is that? From the viewpoint of us people that come from the city, the way hicks like you are thinking proves that you're definitely not on the same level as the rest of us are. That's just common knowledge for the rest of us.
No way. There is something wrong with that perception. I know there are plenty of different jobs out there, but I think the farming business is a very important one also. Farmers produce healthy crops and food that are nutritious and affordable for your table every day. No one in this country could survive without farmers. What a crazy way to think.
Okay, yes, whatever you say. It all just boils down to being like a Neanderthal. Only being able to do the jobs that have been around since the beginning of time. All the things you're doing, like saying how valuable and necessary your family is, trying to justify your existence to me and probably to yourself too, is so annoying. I can see right through all that. It's all just excuses and justifications. It's so pathetic.
How is that pathetic? Farming isn't anything to be ashamed about, and society has high regards for us as they know that we are at the very center of life. I have no idea how you can't grasp that simple fact.
Geez, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I suggest that hicks like you stop putting yourselves on a pedestal and stop preaching as though you know what you're talking about. All you know how to do is to live a simple and unrefined life with your inexpensive houses and thrifty lifestyles.
That's just really plain mean. You don't need to talk to me like that.
What are you complaining about now? I'm just being straight with you and telling you like it is.
I had enough. It's fine. I don't have to take this from you. You're free to think any way you want. I'm just going to let it roll off my back. What you or I think are our own individual opinions, and we are all entitled to them.
Did you really just say individual? The last time I checked, rednecks aren't given liberties as individuals. Well, at any rate, I don't plan to change my way of thinking regardless of what anyone says or does.
Sure, I'd say that. You're right also. I wouldn't think of saying otherwise. Okay, I'm gonna get going now. I wish you much happiness with Jack.
Oh, please. I don't need to hear that from a hillbilly. I plan to find happiness on my own without your wishes anyway. You just need to bite your tongue and stop blabbing about unnecessary things. You're such an old lady.
What? Now I'm an old lady?
Yeah, you heard me. An old lady. I don't care who you are to me anymore or about status and respect. See you later.
Rachel, are you there? There's something I want to ask you. Is this a good time?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Just my luck, it's the old redneck lady. What can I do you for today?
It's about the wedding invitation we received. Only Brandon's name was on the invitation and wanted to check with you if that was an oversight or something.
goodness, no! It's not an oversight. That's the official invitation for you guys. Doesn't it look nice? I worked so hard on it.
Wait a minute. It's not an oversight?
Do you really not understand what's going on? I can't believe I have to explain something so simple like this to you. Do you really think it's acceptable for a hick like you to be at my wedding? You know that's not gonna happen, right? It's obvious that old lady redneck should just stay home to house sit. That's all you're good for.
Are you being completely serious about this? I'm part of Jack's family.
And? So what? What's your point to this? Why would you think that matters to me? It's my wedding, so I can invite or not invite whoever I want. What's the problem? Why are you making a big deal about it? I consciously made a decision not to invite you. That's all there is to it.
That is so disrespectful. Regardless of what's going on between us, it's unheard of not to invite someone in the immediate family. I get it that you don't like me, but this is going too far. You need to fix this. You need to invite me, even if it's just for optics. It'll be fine if we make sure we don't run into each other on the day of the wedding, right? I have to think about my position too, you know. It would be bad if I wasn't there.
Well, I'm going to be honest while we're at it. I'm just going to say this. You can imagine having to attend my wedding has no benefit to me whatsoever. You can see that, right? I'm not too concerned with your position or how it makes you look. Like I said before, why don't you just house sit?
Why are you being so unreasonable? I don't think I'm asking too much from you. Plus, if I were to come, I was planning on giving you a wedding gift too.
What? That makes me laugh. I didn't want anything from you. What could a poor farmer possibly give me that I would care about? A pet chicken? I think I could survive without it, so don't worry about it.
What did you just say? Did you just say poor? I'm curious. What makes you think that I'm poor?
But you are poor, right? How can you not be? From what I can see, all farmers are either poor or old. I haven't met any country folk that aren't one or the other. Just knowing that, it's so obvious that you have no money.
Wow, that's some serious prejudice. I'm actually at a loss for words right now.
Here we go again. It's not prejudice, it's reality.
That's a bit harsh to say that's reality. You're right that my family are farmers, but I don't think that we're that poor or impoverished.
Yeah, sure, if you say so. No need to put up a brave front.
No, it's not like that. Will you please just listen to what I have to say?
Oh, I know you're well acquainted with the various bugs of the world, and if there was some kind of apocalyptic event, you would probably fend for yourself better than me. But that just means that the world has to literally end before you're better than me at anything.
Wow, you really must relish making fun of people. Did I ever do anything to you? Why do you dislike me so much?
Huh? Really? Do you even need to ask? You did do something. You really don't know? How can someone actually not know what they did wrong?
You're saying I did do something to you? If that's the case, I apologize. What was it that I did to you that was so bad?
You still don't know what it is? Must I spell it out for you? It's your very existence that is a burden to me and a major nuisance. What it is that I have someone like you in the family of the man I'm going to marry. That's just so horrible for me. Life is so unfair. What did I do to deserve this?
Oh, that's what you're talking about. You're still stuck on that, huh? So basically what you're trying to say is that I never really did anything to you? I regret apologizing to you. I take my apology back.
Oh no, come on, don't say that. Actually, you should be apologizing to me every day, if you ask me.
Oh, really? Okay, I got it. No need for us to discuss further. So it looks like you and I won't be able to get along. I guess we're not as compatible as I was hoping we could be.
Too little, too late. No? What's the sense of saying all of this now? As soon as I found out you were from the countryside, I've never even thought of considering you as family. To be honest, I wish you would just disappear from this family.
What are you suggesting? That I get a divorce or something?
Oh, wow, you're quick for a bumpkin.
You want me to leave that badly just so you can get your ideal family? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I guess so. You explained it very well, though. You poor country folks should just stay within your own group. You all deserve each other. I wonder how it came about that Hicks got to mingle with us big city cosmopolitans.
What do you mean we should stay within our group? So are you saying that New Yorkers can only associate with and marry other New Yorkers?
Oh no, don't get me wrong. That's totally not what I meant. The person can be from Connecticut, Los Angeles, or even Houston, as long as it's a booming city where people with taste can live.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe how narrow-minded you are. I am truly shocked that you honestly feel this way. That's not a normal way of thinking. You should really consider getting help.
How many times do I need to see this? Hillbillies should not be talking. Just keep your opinions to yourself from now on, thank you. What part of this do you not understand? Are you slow or something? Oh yeah, I forgot. You are. That's why all that your family can figure out to do is farm. I actually almost feel sorry for you.
Just forget it. You've gone too far. I can't get over how badly you're talking about me and my family. You got what you wished for. I won't be attending your wedding just as you wanted.
But of course that's how it's going to be. I never thought otherwise. Don't get all dramatic on me. It's not that serious. Stop making it into something.
Fine, I got it. There's no talking to you. It's useless. I'm going to end it here. Goodbye. Congratulations on your wedding. Just wanted to at least say that to you.
I don't need to hear these meaningless words coming out of your mouth. If you really want to congratulate me, why don't you divorce Brandon and go back to the countryside where you belong?
Wow, you really just can't let it go, can you? Odd, your attitude doesn't really even bother me anymore.
If that's the case, then don't contact me anymore. It's getting to be really annoying.
Okay, so let me say this up front. For your wedding today, Brandon won't be attending either. That's all I have to say, so take care.
Wait, why isn't Brandon coming? He needs to show up. He's the groom's brother. When I said that I didn't want you to attend, I literally meant that only you don't need to be there.
What are you even talking about? You took it so far in making fun of me and telling me that I'm not invited to your wedding. Did you really think Brandon would still attend? It doesn't seem too hard to connect the dots and piece that together.
Are you serious? Normally, anyone in Brandon's situation would attend. What kind of person doesn't show up for his younger brother's wedding?
I guess the kind of person who values his wife? Anyway, Brandon is right here with me and not budging.
People are going to start asking why Brandon isn't here and put Jack on the spot and make him feel bad. Tell him he can still make it if he leaves now.
I don't think that will be possible. Why would I go out of my way for you after having to endure all your nasty ridiculing? Even if you beg me to do that, it's not happening.
This is all on you because you're the one who's offended and inconvenienced me. It's my wedding, so don't try to do anything to sabotage it.
Do you still not get it? You are the reason, and you are responsible for Brandon deciding not to attend the wedding. Can you stop trying to shift blame to me?
Be quiet already. I didn't ask for your opinion. It's fine. Whatever. But tell Brandon and make him come to my wedding.
Like I said, I am not obligated to do anything like that, so no thanks. Figure it out yourself. Plus, what is it with that nasty way of talking to me? Is that the way someone who is trying to ask a favor should speak?
Okay, fine. Please. Can you ask Brandon to join the wedding today?
Huh? Didn't you hear me the first time? I asked, is that the way you speak to someone when you're asking them to do something for you? How am I supposed to accept this and take it seriously when you're not sincere about it? You need to go back to elementary school to learn about this again.
Okay. I understand. Would you please kindly ask Brandon to attend my wedding today? Pretty please?
What? No cherry on top? It's kind of funny now that the tables have turned now.
Just please.
Oh, well, to be honest, it doesn't matter how many times or how you ask me. It doesn't really matter. Too bad.
What? Why? You just made me jump through hoops for you, and then you're still not going to do it anyway? That's so inconsiderate. You're poor, ugly, and your personality stinks to top it off. And you're over the hill anyway.
Oh no, you got me all wrong. I meant, no matter what I say, Brandon isn't going to go anyway.
What? Why do you say that?
I did tell Brandon about how you were making fun of me, but it's not like I told him not to go. Brandon decided himself that he's not attending. Even if I were to say something now, I doubt he would change his mind anyway.
How come?
Well, for starters, you had a field day making fun of his wife. You even told me to divorce him and get out of the family. I mean, normally, who in their right mind would want to celebrate someone like that?
That's going to be a problem for me. Please, can't you just do something to convince him?
I just said that's not possible. You heard about his personality, right? Once he decides it's going to be like this, he won't stray from that.
No way. So what, I have to just grin and bear it and have no choice in the matter?
Yeah, something like that, I guess. Well, as long as you learnt your lesson and regret your actions of going so overboard with me.
Fine, just forget it. I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm just going to carry on. Plus, I imagine Jack doesn't like the fact that Brandon is okay with being around Hicks, so he probably doesn't want Brandon around anyway.
Oh, is that so? How about this? I'm going to let you in on one more thing.
What is it now? You're not going to do anything else to undermine me, are you?
It's about your wedding gift. Since neither Brandon nor I are attending, we won't be giving you a wedding gift. I just wanted you to know that.
Oh, really? Like, I really care about your gift? It's probably not much anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Gosh, you don't need to keep going on and on about things that are so trivial.
Oh, is that how it is? I see. Lucky me. The $20,000 that we were going to gift you is coming back into her pocket now. Maybe I can spend it all on a vacation or something.
Wait, $20,000? Huh? You're joking, right? What are you talking about?
What do you mean by what are you talking about?
What do you mean? Of course I'm talking about the $20,000. Who gives that much for a wedding present? Were you really thinking of giving us that much?
Yeah, I was planning on it. But now that's not the case and I don't have to anymore.
Wait, hold on a second there. How is it that you can have that much money to gift? Both of you supposedly work at a small company, right?
You're right. I did say that I work for a small company, but what I really meant was that I manage a small company.
Hold on. So are you saying you're the president of the company?
Yeah, I guess I would be the president of the company.
You're not serious. Are you? Are you lying? By the way, I'm curious to know how much your annual salary is.
I guess it's close to $500,000.
No way that's a small company. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious. Why would I lie about something like this? You can even ask Jack about it. I've talked to him about my company in the past, so he would know.
Please wait a moment. I would like to apologize. Would the both of you like to attend the wedding today?
Oh my goodness, you're getting all polite on me all of a sudden. What's going on? It's making me feel weird that you're acting like this now.
Please, Gloria, please forgive me everything I have done to you. Please, I insist that the both of you attend the wedding. I will hold your seats for you, so please make sure you attend today.
Well, let me see. How should I answer now that you're asking us to attend your wedding all of a sudden? Sure thing. I will attend your wedding. Thank you very much. You don't think that's something that would actually happen, right?
Please consider your decision to attend the wedding. I would like to formally invite you both to the wedding. I would really like for you to be a part of this celebration.
As I have been saying, that's not possible. It's too bad about the $20,000, but you will not be receiving it. We're going to use it on ourselves for a vacation or something, so just forget about it.
Please don't say that. You went out of your way to get it ready and give it to us. Please come to our wedding and please celebrate with us. Jack will be waiting for you both also.
Your nagging persistency is getting annoying. Maybe I'll go on a trip where I can enjoy some of that nasty nature you hate so much. Maybe something like the Bahamas? For a country bumpkin like me, that would be an awesome trip. Thank you so much.
Fine. Just forget it. Do whatever you want.
Oh my, what are we going to do with this spoiled bratty kid that's throwing a tantrum? Don't you know there's no use getting mad? You're lashing out at me, but I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, are you going to ignore me now? Wow, what a coincidence.
Huh? What do you want? What are you talking about? I didn't want to have anything to do with a cheapskate like you who wouldn't even gift us anything for our wedding.
You still don't get it, do you? You were the cause of all that happened.
I don't agree. I didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, what is it that you want? Hurry and tell me what you want. I'm busy, you know.
You're the one who started bringing up these things, so that's why our discussion went off topic.
Just be quiet. If there isn't a point to this, I'm not going to reply anymore. I'm actually going to block you.
Okay, relax. So, let me tell you this before I get blocked.
Tell me. What do you want to tell me?
You work for Parts Inc., right?
Oh, how do you know that?
Brandon's mom mentioned it to me.
Oh, that's how you know. And what about it?
I just found out that a friend of mine is getting transferred there. We've been friends since we were in elementary school. She's actually going to start from next week, so hope all goes well.
Is that all? That's the big coincidence? You seriously contacted me just to tell me that?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to fill you in. I told my friend all about you already. I told her about what happened with us and explained in detail about you.
What do you mean explain? What did you tell her?
Well, you know, all the name-calling and ridiculing you did, saying that I'm poor and that I'm a hillbilly and things like that. I told her about everything that happened between us in the past. Of course, my friend was pretty mad about that, too.
Oh, really? And what does that have to do with me? If that person gets out of line with me, I have seniority, so I will school her and put her back in her place. Well, after all, she is your friend, so I suppose she's an uncivilized hick, too. She'll more than likely need to be taught how to behave anyway.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
Why, I think she's definitely going to have to be taught a lesson or three. She's a new employee, so she'll have to learn from the bottom up. Being a woman in the workforce is very hard.
Yeah, I guess. You would be right if she was an entry-level new employee, but she's going to be your manager. How do you plan on schooling your supervisor?
Wait, what? What do you mean my manager?
I'm guessing you're not an executive or anything, are you? I can't imagine you would be.
Well, no.
Well, she's coming in as the director of marketing, so I'm guessing that puts her above you. She's a brilliant worker and a real go-getter. She's considered an elite in her field. She was poached by a recruiter and is now transferring to your company.
Wait, are you kidding?
I can't believe you're going to be working with someone who has a bad impression of you even before she meets you. Thank goodness I'm not you. I would seriously be scared and depressed if I were you. Well, at any rate, good luck.
Wait, Gloria, hold on. Don't go. This can't be happening to me. What in the world is happening? Out of all the companies she could choose from, why is it that she's transferring to the company I work at?
Like I said, it's pure coincidence. It's already been decided, so there's really nothing anyone can do anyway. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how things work out for you both.
Stop messing around. Why does this have to happen to me? Why do I have to suffer yet again? I had egg on my face at my own wedding, and just because I didn't invite you to her wedding, Jack is ticked off at me and blaming me for things turning out this way.
I see. It sounds like this ought to be a great learning moment for you, but it seems like you just haven't really learned anything. You're so close, though. I believe in you.
Shut up! Just tell your friend not to bring any outside prejudice to work with her. It's unprofessional.
Oh my, now that is something I never thought I'd see. You, of all people, calling someone prejudiced. Truly amazing. But don't worry, it's not like she's going to fire you right away for the things you've said to me. However, she did say that she'll be sure to find out who you are and keep an eye on you.
But why?
I guess she's worried somebody as bigoted as you might be offending more people than her future sister-in-law. I mean, just imagine if you treat your own family like that, what kind of things might you be saying to your coworkers or clients?
Come on! I didn't do anything like that. That's not fair. Can you just tell her to leave me alone? I promise I'll behave, so please don't make me suffer any more than I already have.
Oh my, oh my. Weren't you the one who told me that you don't care what I do, so I should just do whatever I want? I'm doing exactly as you said, and I'm doing whatever I want since you don't care.
About that, I'm really sorry, and I didn't mean it. Everything is all my fault. So please just ask your friend not to go hard on me.
Can you tell my friend that directly? It's probably better if it comes from you. She's been super psyched about meeting you. I'm not sure what she has planned. Anyway, I have no intentions of staying in contact with you any longer, so you don't have to worry about me doing anything to you.
Can you please just forgive me and let it all be water under the bridge? I really am sorry. I didn't think things through and acted in haste. I should have approached things in a more mature manner. For that, I apologize. I'm sincerely apologizing to you from the bottom of my heart. Can you find it in you to forgive me?
You don't need to apologize to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't plan on helping you with anything, so nothing really changes.
Don't say that, please. Let's work something out. I'll do whatever you say.
I can foresee that people are going to view you differently now because of all this. I'm sure it's not going to be fun for you. I would hate to be in your shoes. If you genuinely regret what has happened, all you can do now is be remorseful and try to make up for it. Actions are truly louder than words, and that will go a long way. Okay then, you can block me now, as you said you would. I'm done seeing my piece, so I'll bow out now.
Wait, Gloria, you're really not going to help me? Aren't we family after all? Please don't leave me like this. Please, Gloria, you have to help me. I need you to get me out of this situation. Please, I'm begging you to help me. I don't know what else to say. I can't deal with thinking about my workplace situation is going to be. Hello? Gloria? Hello? Are you still there? Please answer me.
It turns out my friend did ask Rachel about what her issue is with people from the country, just as she said she would. She told Rachel she was raised on a farm as well and asked her if she had a problem with that or anything to say about it. Everyone's mouth dropped when they first heard this, and my friend let everyone know the details of what happened. And then, one after another, Rachel's coworkers started piping up.
I'm from the countryside. I'm from the boondocks too.
And just like that, Rachel had put herself in an uncomfortable working environment. Rachel used to look down on others, but now, because of what has happened, she has fallen in line with others, and the workplace is now a healthier place. My friend also said that employee morale has gone up, and in general, the department is a great working environment now. On another note, my husband and I are really planning a nice vacation to go on with that money we saved from not going to the wedding. I just can't help myself from looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.